Hi guys, my name is Abby from Cheeky Beak's Parrot Rescue, and this little dude over here, that little birdie burrito, is Meatloaf. He is a wild caught ringneck that was brought to me today, and he has been starving for 2 days, so we are going to try and give him some food. Let's see how this works out. He seems pretty hungry to me. So, ringnecks, the Indian ringneck, is an invasive species in South Africa, and you require permits to keep them. So, the flip side of this is that if you do come across a wild Indian ringneck, you are not simply allowed to just re-release it into the wild. That is against the law. So you are required by law to hand it over to a welfare organization. In order to keep an Indian ringneck, you are required to have an invasive species permit. There is information on that on our website. But yes, every storm season on the high veld, we are flooded with baby ringnecks who get knocked out of their nests and basically aren't old enough to look after themselves yet. So this little guy was locked in a room for 2 days with some seed thrown at him. But he doesn't actually know how to eat seed. So the lovely people who found him contacted me and said, emergency. I'm sorry, he's very relevant. Emergency, can you please take this bird now because we don't know what to do. So I am lucky in that I have hand-reared probably about 7,000 birds this week, and every season I get multiple baby ringnecks that inevitably need to learn to eat. So this little guy is ready to start weaning, but of course, being a wild bird, he's never even seen a bowl before. So this is all very new and scary for him. So that's why he screams every time, anyone exists around him. And yes, I've decided to name him Meatloaf because, I don't know, doesn't he look like a meatloaf to you? I'm not letting him go because this is his first day with me, and he's still very scared and he will escape. And yes, we don't want anything to happen to him. He's also in strict quarantine because the wild ringneck population is riddled with beak and feather disease. More information on that is also available on our website. But so it's always very important to quarantine any new birds that come into your home very strictly, especially wild birds, because you don't know what they're carrying. They could be carrying worms, they could be carrying mites, they could be carrying contagious diseases, some of which are terminal, some of which can even do damage to the rest of your animals and you. So quarantine, this is another reason why quarantine is so important. And yes, this little dude is eating quite nicely. He's probably had about 4 moles now. I would estimate him to be probably around 4 months old odd. So, ringnecks from breeders generally wean earlier than wild ringnecks because effectively they're forced to, you know? A lot of them aren't left with their parents for long enough to grow up properly, and so they don't learn to fend for themselves, how to consume food, etc. on their own. And those that are left with their parents are fairly wild, and again, they just get sort of shoved into the real world earlier than the wild guys, who will depend on mom and dad for a long time to come. And yeah, this guy's a fledgling, so he's just started flying. He can't get any real height yet. That's roughly the age of most of the ones that we get in, the wild ones anyway. So he is just, he's going to get to know bowls with me, he's going to get to know toys, he's going to have a great time. So, Meatloaf says he's full for now. So from Meatloaf and I, good night, and take care of the birds out there.